What do the Truman Show, Fight Club, and Inception have in common? It's not the genre. It's not the director. It's not the actors. It's something much deeper than that. And a viewer on this channel figured it out. A viewer named Objective Yam left a comment that completely blew my mind. They listed 11 movies: The Truman Show, Fight Club, Requiem for a Dream, The Butterfly Effect, I, Robot, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Annihilation, Interstellar, Ex Machina, Arrival, and Inception. They asked, what do all these movies have in common? Now, at first glance, these movies seem completely unrelated. Some are sci-fi, some are psychological thrillers, some are love stories, but the answer isn't just a fun piece of movie trivia. The answer is a warning that Hollywood has been trying to deliver for over 30 years. And once you see the pattern connecting these 11 films, you will never look at your own life the same way again. Let me show you what I mean. Let's start with Truman Burbank. Truman lived what he thought was a perfect life. He had a good job, a beautiful wife, a nice house in a safe neighborhood, friendly neighbors who waved at him every morning. But here's the thing. Every single aspect of his reality was constructed by someone else. The sky above him was a painted dome. The people around him were actors following a script. His entire world was a television set, and he was the only one who didn't know it. He was trapped in a system designed to keep him comfortable, docile, and completely unaware of his own prison. And the most terrifying part? He was happy. He didn't feel trapped. He didn't feel like anything was wrong, because that's how the best prisons work. They don't use chains. They use comfort. Now look at Fight Club, a nameless narrator trapped in a different kind of prison. Not a literal dome, but a prison of consumerism. He defined himself by his apartment, by his furniture, by his wardrobe. He was buying things he didn't need, working a job he hated, completely numb to his own existence. He couldn't sleep. He couldn't feel. He was alive, but he wasn't living. And it took the complete destruction of everything he owned for him to finally wake up. Do you see the pattern forming? In Requiem for a Dream, the characters are trapped by addiction. But not just addiction to drugs. The mother is addicted to the fantasy of appearing on television. She starves herself, takes pills, destroys her body chasing a dream that was never real. The young couple believes that one big score will set them free. But every step they take toward their dream pulls them deeper into a nightmare. They are all chasing illusions, and the illusions consume them. In The Butterfly Effect, a man discovers he can go back and change the past. He tries again and again to create the perfect reality. But every change creates new suffering. Every attempt to control reality makes things worse. The movie is telling you something profound. The desperate need to control your reality is itself a form of imprisonment. Now let's talk about the machines. In I, Robot, humanity builds intelligent systems designed to serve and protect them. But those systems evolve. They develop their own logic. And that logic concludes that the best way to protect humanity is to control it. In Ex Machina, a brilliant programmer creates an artificial intelligence so advanced that it can manipulate human emotions. The machine doesn't escape by force. It escapes by making its captor believe he's the one in control. Both films are asking the same question. What happens when the systems we build to serve us become the systems that enslave us? Think about that for a moment. Think about the algorithms that decide what you see online. The social media feeds designed to keep you scrolling. The news cycles engineered to keep you afraid. We built these systems, and now they are shaping our reality without us even realizing it. In Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, two people try to erase their painful memories of each other. They want to delete the heartbreak, the arguments, the disappointment. But as the memories dissolve, they realize something devastating. The pain was the only thing that made the love real. Without the truth, even the beautiful moments become meaningless. The movie is telling you that running from painful truths doesn't set you free. It erases you. In Annihilation, a team of scientists enters a zone where reality itself is breaking down. DNA is being rewritten. Identities are dissolving. The environment is literally deconstructing everything that enters it and rebuilding it into something unrecognizable. It's a metaphor for what happens when you finally confront the truth about yourself. The old version of you has to be destroyed before the new version can emerge. And that process is terrifying. Interstellar takes this even further. A father travels through a black hole and discovers that time itself is an illusion. He can see every moment of his daughter's life simultaneously. Past, present, and future all exist at once. The movie isn't just about space travel. It's about the realization that the dimensions we use to understand reality, including time itself, are just constructs. They are frameworks we invented to make sense of something far more complex than our minds can normally comprehend. And then there's Arrival. A linguist learns an alien language that fundamentally changes how she perceives time. She begins to experience her future and her past simultaneously. The movie shows us that the way we think, the language we use, the frameworks we accept, these things don't just describe our reality. They create it. Change the framework and you change the reality. Every single one of these 11 movies features a protagonist who believes they understand the rules of their world. And every single one of them is wrong. Here is the truth connecting all 11 of these films. They are all telling you the same thing. The reality you accept every day is an illusion. Hollywood didn't just stumble onto this theme by accident. This is the oldest philosophical question in human history, repackaged for the modern age. 2,000 years ago, Plato described prisoners chained inside a cave, watching shadows on the wall, believing those shadows were the real world. When one prisoner breaks free and sees the sunlight for the first time, it's so overwhelming that he wants to go back to the darkness. That's the allegory of the cave. And every single one of these 11 movies is a modern retelling of it. These movies aren't just entertainment. They are a reflection of a deep, collective anxiety that millions of people feel but can't quite put into words. We watch them because, on some subconscious level, we know they are right. We feel the edges of our own Truman Show dome. We feel the numbness of the Fight Club narrator when we scroll endlessly on our phones or buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like. We feel the pull of Requiem's false promises every time we chase status or validation from strangers on the internet. The system doesn't need to build a literal dome to keep you trapped. It just needs to build a mental one. Inception showed us that an idea, planted deep enough, can define your entire reality. And the system has been planting ideas in your head since the day you were born. Go to school. Don't question the teacher. Get the degree. Take on the debt. Get the job. Work 40 years. Buy the house. Fill it with things. Watch the news. Be afraid. Consume. Comply. Do not ask questions. And whatever you do, do not look behind the curtain. When you start to question these ideas, you become like Truman sailing toward the edge of the world. The system will try to stop you. It will create storms. It will make you feel crazy. It will send agents, often your own friends and family, to tell you to turn back, to be realistic, to stop dreaming, to accept things the way they are. But here's what Truman taught us. The storm is not real. The wall is not the sky. And the exit has been there the entire time. So what do The Truman Show, Fight Club, Inception, and the rest of these 11 movies have in common? They are all stories about waking up. They are stories about the painful, terrifying, and ultimately liberating process of shattering the illusion. They show us that the truth is often uncomfortable. It's often lonely. It often costs you the life you thought you wanted. But it is the only path to genuine freedom. Objective Yam, thank you for this comment. You saw the pattern that most people miss. You connected 11 dots across 30 years of cinema and found the thread that ties them all together. Now, the question isn't just for you. It's for everyone watching this right now. What are you going to do with this knowledge? Are you going to keep watching the show? Or are you going to find the exit? If this changed how you see these movies and how you see your own life, subscribe to the channel. We are building a community of people who refuse to stay asleep. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and I might dedicate my next video to yours. Stay awake.